G'day everyone, SkylerStardrift here. As you've probably recently seen over on my Twitch channel, I've changed from a Protogen avatar to a Nardoiri. I sure hope I'm pronouncing that right. I wanted to make a little intro video to properly introduce the Nardo itself. So without further ado, let's talk about the design here, and the colours. The white, black and orange combo carries over pretty much directly from the Protogen's design. No particular reason, I just like the colour combination. Some people will argue black and white are not colours, but you know what, let's not even get into that. Let's keep this simple. Orange is another favourite colour of mine, but my favourite colours are actually red and purple. So why didn't I go with red and purple? Well, I like the way the orange stands out a bit more, to be honest. Now, I don't like doing this. You know what, Mini Skyler, you can take it from here, or Big Skyler, or whatever the fuck. The marking on the stomach is, of course, the digital hazard symbol. This is found on my favourite Digimon, Gilmon, in the same place. According to Digimon Tamers, the presence of this symbol means that the Digimon has the potential to be highly destructive, and if corrupted, could threaten the very existence of both the digital and human worlds. But if this ability is used peacefully, then the Digimon can become a being that protects the digital world instead. Personally, I just really like the symbol's design, though, hey, maybe I can be someone who can protect, if I learn. Did I fucking really write that? That's fucking cheesy. Oh, that's... Bleh. Bleh, threw up in my mouth.
Excuse me while I chuck my chili. Ugh. Chunkage contained.
Anyway, the star on the right arm, I'll show it better in the bigger view, has several meanings. Firstly, it's part of my name, SkylerStardrift. To briefly explain the name, Skyler was a name given by a good friend of mine when they suggested a name for a character in a story I was writing a long while ago. And Stardrift itself comes from my love of space and drifting among the stars, both in a relaxing, floating way and a racing way. I'm a massive fan of Mario Kart, as you probably would hazard a guess, and a big impact for me is always the Rainbow Road tracks. It really does feel like you're drifting amongst the stars there. Anyway, the star is rounded, and that's for a reason too. I wanted it to more closely resemble Kirby's Warp Star that Kirby uses to travel from place to place. I like the more friendly appearance the rounded edges have. I then made it orange since that's my highlight color, and I want to call this more a marking rather than an actual tattoo. Maybe someday I'll have a proper story for it. My face markings that you see are actually from an Astro Wolf design that my friend Diamond made. I like them so much that I wanted to use them. Not too much to explain on this one, I think they look quite cute. They're the little diamond and triangle, I think, on the face there. My eye color choice is also worth some explanation too. I know what my friend Escarvon may think, but don't worry, copying you was nothing more than a funny coincidence, I promise. My eye color is actually a little bit more sentimental, as it is a quiet representation to something my mum once told me about my actual eye color. She once told me that she couldn't actually figure out what my eye color was because it seemed to change from green one day to blue the next. I never really noticed this myself, but over time I think the two colors somehow oddly mixed to create this strange greyish look. Looking closely at them, to me it looks like the blue turned into grey around the outer part of my iris, whilst the green turned more of a browny yellow towards the inside. At least that's what I think anyway. It's very hard to tell. I believe the correct term might be hazel. That's probably what it is. I decided to keep it easy on my Nardo design and simply make one eye blue and one eye green, as that's what Mum mentioned to me. You'll notice that the blue eye is quite clear, yet the green eye is covered by my... Yep, that one. While the green eye is covered by my head floof. That's also a design choice too. I like the way the blue eye looks. It feels like a natural color choice that smooths out the orange's brightness. The green eye sticks out a little bit more. So I wanted the longer fringe fluff anyway, so that's okay there. But the reason why it's a little bit more hidden is, well, at the present moment, my right eye is a little weaker than my left eye. Shutting my left eye makes things seem a lot more blurry to me than if I shut my right... No, that's... Skyler, you got that fucking wrong in the script. My right eye is a little weaker than my left eye, so shutting my left eye makes things seem a lot less blurry to me than if I shut my right eye. I can test this right now with my Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door poster that I have in my room, and I did this before I did this recording. If I shut my right bad eye, I can make out the letters that say the Thousand Year Door towards the bottom of the poster, but if I shut my good eye and keep my bad eye open, the only way I really know what it says is because I already know what it says. It looks a bit more like a jumbled mess. So my fluff hanging in front of my right eye actually simulates this. I can't see very well. Now, I'm sure some people have seen me in... where is it? There it is. I'm sure some people have already seen me in the Croc shirt from time to time. I'm pretty sure I don't have to tell you about this, but I asked my friend Diamond to whip up this for the stream that I did of Croc Legend of the Gobos when the remake came out. This is where I debuted the Nardo model. I'm not going to remove the shirt, of course. I'm going to use it from time to time, both in and out of VR and in VC Face or whatever software I happen to be using for VTubing. This was also kind of a decision here, but I don't think we'll get into that in this particular video. You know what? I'm gonna keep the Croc shirt on. It makes me feel comfortable. Well, that's pretty much the Nardo. I'm sure that it will change and update as I see fit, and it will definitely get new clothes, that's for sure. I would also like to make another video sometime, some point, maybe on a bit more of a deeper dive of how I came to choose a Nardo as my main persona, perhaps even the reason behind the Croc shirt, which is why I didn't really want to elaborate on it here. And I just ended up just wearing it. It was just like, oh, fuck it, I can't be bothered changing it. But I don't want to promise anything, because it's me, and I can be a little lazy, let's be honest. But it would be something that I think it would make for an interesting video if I went on that little deeper dive on not necessarily the colors, but my persona itself. Anyway, I hope to see you around, and make more videos in the future, provided, you know, OBS and VR chat and everything behaves. I have had a time setting this up, you would not believe. Anyway, I hope this was enough of a little introduction. I just want to say a special thanks to my friends Diamond and Mars for helping me bring this little Nardo to life, and to Nardoiri? I do apologize. I'm terrible with name pronunciations. Hopefully I'm saying that right. But thank you for making the Nardoirian avatar. It feels nice to finally settle on something after all this time. And thanks also to Burnsyshine for making the casual style outfit for the Nardo as well. That's basically what I've been rocking this entire time. Thank you for watching. And, oh, yes, I'll be at Ferality this year, 2025. So if you see me, feel free to say hello. That's it. That's all I got. Alright, well in that case, I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.